Okay, I am live on both Facebook and YouTube. Yay! This is a new setup for me. Not the live streaming part, but I actually have. I was streaming from my webcam or my camera in my uh, laptop, and I discovered that I can stream from my phone, which has much better picture quality, probably too good, uh, too clear. But I discovered I could do that through something called Droid Cam. So that's what I'm trying tonight, and I want to welcome whoever's coming on. I got on just a few seconds early just to make sure that everything worked. So I have to remember to look up here and not down here at my computer. So that's what I've got to remember to do, which means I can actually move the computer out of the way. So, hello everybody. Welcome to Memorial Day weekend here in the United States. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend, and I hope you are having uh, enjoyable times with your family, if you are with family, if you are able to be with family. And I am talking tonight about, or I'm actually opening the door probably on several different conversations that we will be having about energy healing and distant healing and your ability to be a healer, because I believe that in these times when we are being encouraged for health and safety reasons to keep our distance from people, that should not be a reason for us to not be able to touch each other. So I wanted to open the door tonight on this topic of how we are all healers. And I welcome your comments. I welcome your questions. Definitely want to know about your experience with doing healing and energy healing, because I definitely don't want to preach to the choir if all of you have been doing energy healing for a long time, but I want to start this conversation and start this sharing about this. Now, let me tell you how this came about. A few days ago, I had finished a meditation and I was in that space, that nice clear space. And I went to get a drink of water, and all of a sudden I had the defined head and ajna download at once about how energy healing, and especially distance healing, needs to be a 21st century life skill, because we are all hardwired to be healers, to heal ourselves and to be that conduit of healing for other people. And if you don't believe me, or if you're skeptical about that and this whole realm of energy and using I like to call them our superhuman powers, even though they are our um, uh, innately endowed powers to heal. Just think about a time when you've maybe injured yourself, or broken a bone, or cut your finger. Your body knew how to do what it needed to do to heal itself. So you've already proven to yourself somewhere along the line that you are a healer in that sense, because you can heal yourself without even thinking about it. But what if you are also hardwired on several different levels to be that facilitator of healing for other people? Now, the reason that I'm not saying that you are the one that is doing the healing is because none of us really does healing for another person. Just like another person can't heal that cut or that broken bone. They may be able to set the bone or put a Band-Aid on the cut, but it's up to your body to close the wound and knit everything back together. It's the same thing when you are working with somebody else. and being that conduit of that energy, that universal life force energy that we are made of, that we have access um, to channel that and focus that upon another person. But it's up to them as to what they do with it. So, but we have these abilities. We have the ability to transfer that healing energy back and forth to each other. So, what I want to do tonight is I just want to talk a little bit about um, how healing energy is transferred in a very, very simple way, and to talk about or to share with you just one technique that you can take and use in your life, especially in this era of social distancing. I think that you'll really enjoy this. And I also, before we do this, I just want to let you know that part of my download that I got was the potential for actually coming together live with a group of you who would be interested in taking some of the techniques that I'll share over the next few days or weeks, however long it takes to get it out there, and building upon that and really practicing with each other back and forth one-to-one. So if that interests you with all of these discussions that we're going to have here, please, there's a link. There's not one on Facebook yet because they changed something there and I couldn't get it in, but I'll put a link on Facebook, and there's a link in the YouTube description if you want to just put your name on the list to be informed of how that's coming together. That would be awesome. So for any of you who have come on since I started, please be sure to put your comments or questions in the comment box. I don't know how many people are really going to be on tonight since it is like a holiday weekend, but I figured I'd just start and get the ball rolling right now, because this is going to be our theme for the summer. Healing is going to be our theme for the summer. And it's not just going to be about this whole distance healing part, which I'm really excited about, sharing with you different techniques, things that I've used, different schools of thought on that. But I also have been talking to some colleagues and friends who have their own brand of techniques and things that they do for healing. And I'll be they'll be sharing some things with you as well. So let's talk first about how healing energy is transferred. I've got some notes here, so bear with me as I look down and maybe look over at the computer over here since I've got the camera there and I'm not sure where to look these days. So there's one way that healing energy is transferred, and that's through our own bioenergy, our own body energy. In human design, we talk about how we all have these auric fields, and our energy types really describe our energy signature and our energy field and how it interacts with others. Well, that is what we're really describing there is our bioenergy, our body energy. And we have access to that all the time. And this is what is normally used or commonly used when we're actually doing touch healing, right? And it can also be used as a feedback system for when you're doing work from a distance. So just to give you a little taste of that, I just want you to just get really quiet, get really relaxed. And tune into, let's say, just hold up one hand and tune into your hand, because this is typically what we think of when we're thinking of doing energy work and energy healing, is we transfer that through our hands. So as you're holding up one hand or both hands, take your attention into your hands. See if you can tune into the bones. Feel how they feel. And then tune into the way that the blood is moving through the veins. And if you can't feel it in a tactile way, just imagine it, because your thoughts and your focus really have a lot of influence when you're doing healing. And now tune into the skin. Now see if you can feel out beyond the skin. That's where we start to get into the bioenergetic field. Now, if you have both hands up, bring your hands so that they're facing each other. And you can kind of feel how that field sort of from each hand sort of pushes against the other. And this is where you can get that bioenergy, that that energy of your biological field to kind of um, grow stronger. You can direct it. And if you were really working with somebody, you could put your hands on them with their permission, put your hands on them, and they would feel the benefit of this bioenergy exchange. So that's one way that healing energy is transferred. Now, when we're talking about distant healing, we're talking about bringing in more of the mind, more of the intention, and we're talking about um, working with us as fields of, or working with our fields of consciousness, with the unified field of consciousness and with the quantum field. So I'm not a quantum physicist, so forgive me if I don't get everything correct here, but in my experience, and probably in yours, if you've done meditation, if you've done any prayer work, you really kind of understand that there is no space, there is no time within this unified field of consciousness, and it's our intentions that really direct that, where that energy goes or how that energy moves. So this is how we can direct healing energy toward others so that they have the choice to use it or to not. Like I said in the beginning, we're not healing anybody. They're healing themselves. We're offering them frequencies and by way of our intention, by way of in in today's exercise, by way of the love that we bring through our hearts so that they can receive it. So, hi, Diane. I just want to acknowledge you. Thanks for coming on. And if anyone else has come on, I welcome you to chat in. I know this is a holiday weekend, so I'm so glad you took a few minutes to hop on and see what's going on here. So tonight I want to share with you a technique that is, I'm calling hug someone with your heart. So not only do we have this healing energy that we can kind of funnel through our hands, and if we add our intentions to it, if we really get relaxed and get into those brainwave states where we can merge or connect with the unified field of consciousness, we can send that out through with our hands if that's how we're doing it, but we can also do it through our hearts. So that's what I want to get you in contact with tonight as we work with this. And I think this is just so important in these days where we're trying to stay 6 feet apart. Let's start our distant healing there, while we're standing 6 feet apart, talking to a friend or a loved one. This is a really great thing that you can do to reach out and hug them with the energy that you have and with the energy that you can bring through you. So go ahead and just get really comfortable. If you're driving, you don't want to do this. Make sure you come back to this video or just make mental note and just try it on your own. It's not that complicated of a technique. But if you're in a comfortable place where you can close your eyes and maybe you're with somebody, maybe you've got somebody that's across the room, maybe you can have them face you as well in this exercise. And just begin to breathe. Breathing opens you up. It relaxes you. Then you may want to feel that energy that you're building, that you have built in your hands from the little awareness exercise that we did. You can hold that between your two hands if you like. And then what you're going to do is what I call grounding in both directions. Go into your heart space, into that place in the center of your chest. And if you're not really in touch with that, you can put a hand on your chest if you like, or both hands if you like. And just breathe into the center of your chest. And as you exhale, imagine that you're dropping a cord down through your body into the ground. So you're grounding yourself to the earth. And then take another big inhale and exhale. And on your exhale, bring another cord up toward the heavens. So you're grounding yourself above. Connecting yourself both to heaven and earth at this point. You're allowing your intention to be focused upon what runs between the two cords and from the two cords into the center of your chest. And you can imagine this as light, if you like, or you can just focus upon something or someone you love. If you're doing this if you're hugging somebody else, it's safe to assume that you love them enough to want to do that. So you can just think of them. Think of that other person and how much you love them or how much you enjoy their company. And let that increase the energy and the light within your heart space. And if you have extra flowing over, you can flow it into your hands. Flow it through your hands. And now, if you don't have a person in front of you, even 6 feet apart, but 6 feet in front of you, imagine that person that you would like to hug and direct all of that energy that's moving through you from above and below and out your heart and maybe even out your hands. direct that energy with your thought and intention right out to them and around them. And that's how you hug another person with your heart. So I think that is actually going to be it for me tonight. I just wanted to open this door on using distant healing and energy healing and putting it in your toolbox as a 21st century life skill. This is something that everybody needs to know from here on out, especially in these days of uncertainty when people are getting sick, and maybe you've had people in your family who've had the illness of the day, or maybe they're dealing with something else. I know I have people in my family who are undergoing treatment for cancer and all kinds of things, and I am so glad that I have these distant healing skills. That I've been doing this for a long time. I actually used to teach it way back. If you want to know some really good concrete skills that will enhance this, I invite you or encourage you to check out Quantum Touch. That's what I used to teach a long time ago. Very, very simple skills with breath and focus, and very, very powerful. I'm not going to teach them here because I'm not authorized to teach it, but I have my own techniques that I'm going to share with you over time. And if you are interested in taking this off of the live stream and coming into a private room with me in a group where we can do this, break up in Zoom rooms, do practice one-to-one, do a group healing, let me know by putting your name on into the link. I put a link for a form on YouTube, but I'll put it on Facebook too as soon as I get off of here. Let me know if you want to stay updated with that. I'm just sort of following the energy and following the guidance here. So probably within the next few weeks, we're going to try that if there's enough interest. If I get a good solid saturation of interest that feels like an invitation. So thank you so much for joining me. And if you're catching this at another time, thank you for participating. I would love to know how this exercise of hugging someone with your heart is working for you. And I encourage you to do it with everyone that you meet that you haven't been able to hug directly. And if you're separated from people by miles, it will still work. And this is the first of several techniques that I'll be sharing with you to put into your 21st century life skills toolbox so that you have some things to work with to support your loved ones, your friends, and your family. Thanks for coming on. There's more to come. I welcome your questions as well. So if you're on YouTube, please put them in the comments. If you're on Facebook, same thing. And if you like this video, I always forget, please like it, please share it. And if you're on Facebook, I'd love for you to like my page. And if you're on YouTube, please subscribe if you want to get more of these videos. Thank you so much, and have a lovely weekend.